Peace, blessings, and elevation, and welcome to another episode of the Freeway to Elevation. Today in the building, we got my honorable brother, Cueintin Fisher, aka Q, and you are on the show where we're talking crypto with Q, the Cryptosapien. Q, man, before we start anything up, we like to start from a place of gratitude. So give us two things that you're grateful about.
I'm grateful for the ability to get wealth, and I'm also grateful for the source that gives me that ability, the Almighty.
All right. Let's start off from a space. Tell us a little bit about the name of your business and this brilliant blueprint and ideal that you're bringing into so many different facets as it relates to crypto.
Well, the name of the business is IQ, is an acronym. It's EIICUE.com, and that's Economic Innovation Initiative, Q's. And the Q's it's a double acronym, so it's crypto utilization effort. It's about making sure that crypto is actually being used instead of sitting around and being underused, or being used one-dimensionally when it can be used 2, 3, 4, 5-dimensionally. So making sure that it's being used in all the different ways. And that's what the business is about. The business is about being able to have data on all the strategies that are currently being used to benefit oneself financially in the crypto space.
Okay. Look, and we started off talking about your business, but I want people to know a little bit more about Cueintin Fisher.
Absolutely.
So tell them a little bit about your story, inception, the things you had to navigate, how that has made you stronger and smarter as a businessman, and how that has propelled you into this vision of changing the community, but more importantly, changing lifestyles for individuals.
Yeah, that's a lengthy story, but we'll go ahead and get right into it. It's like when I was a kid, around my son's age now, he's 15. I was telling my dad's a blue collar millionaire, and I was telling my dad I don't want to work for money, and I don't believe in that. And he was appalled, because he was like, that's all I've ever done is work hard to make my money. And I said, yeah, but it's a different world today, Dad. You know, our opportunities are different than the opportunities you had. I don't believe in pensions. I don't believe in retirement funds. I don't think those things are going to exist when I get your age. And I'm seeing it unfold now. So I just think I need to figure out a way to have money work for me. So we got into it real heated, but I stuck to my guns because that's what I believe in. I don't know how to get away from what I believe in, no matter what. I love my dad, but Quintus, hey, chill out. So yeah, man, it was like when I made my mind up, then I didn't have the money, I didn't have the support, but I had the grit. So I was just gonna figure it out. Figuring it out meant, you know, getting into the stock market. And because I didn't have a lot of money, getting into penny stocks and being willing to make whatever sacrifices were necessary. So having a job and sleeping in my car because I'd rather invest and pay rent, those are sacrifices that I made. And trying to determine what a sweet spot was. That was one of my top priorities in the beginning of my investment lifestyle, was what's a sweet spot? And what I mean by a sweet spot is, how much money do you need to have in the investment account in order to not have to put any more money in, but to continue to withdraw money for the rest of your life? I was very immature at the time, so I didn't understand all the things that you can leverage to increase the net worth of your account, like credit. I had no thought that I could use credit to increase the overall net worth of my account. And so I didn't use credit. I didn't even think about it. And I didn't do a lot of research on what rich people did to leverage their investments. And I know one of the things that they've done over the years is, over the last 100 years, is they've used credit. So I didn't get into that aspect of it until way later down the line. So far down the line that I wasn't even investing in the stock market anymore. I had switched over to crypto investing before I started to look at credit. And I was reminded of credit because we would loan you money against your Bitcoin. You can borrow money against your Bitcoin. You can borrow money against your Bitcoin. And then it went off in my head, dang, that's what rich people been doing the whole time. They find an investment and then they use credit because they know that they call it cheap money, because they know that the interest rate on the credit is going to be lower than the interest they receive on the asset. And as long as that's the equation, then they're going to have access to unlimited amounts of money. And so that took me to a whole nother level because I was like, now I can add this to my my list of tools in order to build this cash flow up, because my net worth, of course, is based on my cash, or my cash flow is based on my net worth, and my net worth is based on my availability of funds. And so using credit to increase my availability, because I didn't have $1 million job. I didn't have a job that would allow me to put $100,000 into crypto, but I was able to put $100,000 into crypto by using credit, paying it off ahead of time, and getting more availability. So I wouldn't call it a credit score. When you ask me my credit score, I don't know it. I just know that I get approved for whatever I want, and I don't use it to buy anything I want. I use my credit specifically to buy crypto. And the interest I make off of that is more than the interest I owe the creditors. And so I just repeat that cycle. It's called the G cycle, or that's what I called it anyway. It starts out with the net worth, and then goes to cash flow, then it goes to credit availability, and it just keeps on doing that, and then it just keeps growing, like, just keeps expanding. So that's what I've been doing, and nobody would do anything with me when it came to crypto for a while. But when I first looked at crypto, it was just there was only one thing. It was Bitcoin, and I didn't see the ability to use Bitcoin. There weren't any software tools in place to use it. It was like you had to do you have to go through a lot of hoops to get to access crypto and to use crypto. So I decided to learn software development, Python primarily, because that's the #1 language out there for software development, especially when it comes to crypto. So learning software development was a big deal for me when I wanted to switch over to get out of the stock market into crypto. Because #1, Bitcoin was the only coin. #2, I knew that I need to know how to make my own coin. #3, because I needed to know how to make my own exchange or wallet, because I need to know how to buy and sell crypto, and I need to have the tools to do it. So I started to figure out how to build my own wallet, my own coin, my own blockchain, all of those things, because I felt that if they weren't going to be available to me, then I need to make them myself. And that's kind of what brought me to where I'm at now, is that I built software on IQ.com, and it's pretty unique, because when you type in crypto calculator on a web search, you can't find one. Even though I offer one on my website, Google won't show any crypto calculators at all. When you type in crypto journal on Google, you can't find one. But that's a part of my software, and it's been online for like 1.5 to 2 years, and yet Google doesn't display a crypto journal. When you type in a hot coin list, a customizable hot coin list, Google doesn't show anything that's actually a real database of hot coins based on volatility. But that's another feature that I built for myself too, and the people that use my software, because you need to know the track record of every coin's profitability if you were to actually do dollar cost average. Because what's the point of doing this if you're just playing the lotto? I mean, you're going to get lucky, but if you got to pay a mortgage like I do, if you have to pay for college tuition like I do, then you can't miss a payment. And of course, I'm paying back credit all the time. So I can't miss a payment. And the only way I can stay on track and not miss a payment is by having the hot coin list that gives me actual real-time data on all the coins that are profitable at the moment. Crypto calculator. So I don't have to keep track of 400 coins in my head or on a piece of paper, in a digital crypto journal. So I know exactly how much money I spent on every coin, including the gas fees. I don't know why this technology isn't out. It is, I have to assume it. There's no way I'm the only one who built it, but you can't find it online when you look for it. Yeah, so that's a big deal for me, is that I want to teach people that they need these things. You don't have to use mine, but you need to build your own at least. It doesn't make sense to not have an algorithm into a spreadsheet that tells you when to buy, hold, or sell. Because as smart as you are, you still need to free up space in your mind to not have to think about this stuff all the time, to where you can just let a computer do what a computer does, calculate for you, so that you can stay sharp and you can focus on, well, what other crypto techniques can I use? Like, if I want to, like, how would I have been able to come up with an idea to build a crypto video game if I was so focused on managing my crypto portfolio? If I'm using all my brain power to manage my crypto portfolio and my business credit and leveraging that to increase my net worth, then how would I have the time or the mental fortitude to come up with a video game? And that's a big thing for me, is to keep your brain power free. Free up your brain power as much as possible. Delegate or program things to do as much as your brain would do, so that your brain is free to be able to do what it should do. That's super important to me. And my mind is like one of my favorite things in life. So I try my best to keep it from getting bogged down with unnecessary things. And that's why I will continue to build software to facilitate as many processes as I can. And that's what IQ is for. It's for raising your IQ. It's raising my IQ, giving me the ability to think clear and to continue to produce a consistent profit in crypto, and also to continue to increase the overall value of my holdings. So that, so that I know that every coin that I've owned, even though I made profit from it, I didn't just sell it. I took the profit off the top, banked on that, and I kept the principal. And that's really important.
See, I'm loving this. And so I want you to dig just a little deeper in that conversation around why that algorithm is so important, and how that algorithm helps people to be able to leverage the space they need for exponential growth, right? As opposed to, let's say, for instance, this retirement fund you was just talking about. Why is this the way, as opposed to a retirement income or earning interest in the bank? Let's use earning interest in the bank. The return on investment from your algorithm.
Well, I think that earning interest in the bank is a joke for poor people. Poor people don't earn enough interest to call it anything, because they don't pay you enough. You can't leave money in the bank anyway. You're poor. I'm coming from that world where living paycheck to paycheck is just a reality. And so and becoming a millionaire from going from paycheck to paycheck to becoming a millionaire is impossible, because the cost of living is always going to wipe you out. And trusting an employer to keep you employed is also impossible, because as a free thinker at work, you're probably going to get in trouble with the boss eventually. I did. I mean, I'm not saying that's a good personality trait, but I just got I got fired from a lot of jobs, and I was a salesman, and I was the top salesman, and I still got fired because I wasn't there to sell stuff. I was there to comply. I was there to do what I was told. And I do respect authority, but the thing about it is if you're not going to give me a reward for my effort, then it's like the only reward for my effort is more hard work. You're not going to actually give me a promotion. You're not going to put me in charge of sales training, any of those things. But so those are the things that kind of ate away at me and said, you know what, I'm not going to be able to retire, and I'm going to have to figure out a way if I do need to retire. So the bank doesn't pay anything as far as interest. That's a joke. And the investments that you can get involved with are also really hard to get involved with. If you want to become a real estate investor, which is really popular, you got to fix your credit first. And you got to know what you're doing, because if you mess up a little bit, your credit's going to get destroyed really bad, and you have to start all over again. And most people don't have the wherewithal to say, let me get an LLC first. Before I start doing real estate, let me do it under an EIN number instead of my social security number. Because, I mean, real estate investors are hard to find. There's a lot of people that say they're into real estate, that are real estate investors, but they're not really real estate investors. It's just like people that say they do Forex. If you ask them, because Forex is an exchange, you're supposed to be able to know things about exchanges if you actually do Forex. But they don't do Forex. They're just into a multi-level marketing program that uses Forex as a catalyst to bring people in. So most of the people that are into real estate, they might not actually be people that do real estate. Most of the people that are into crypto or Forex, they don't actually trade crypto or Forex. They have a system that benefits them, but it doesn't involve actually doing the work. And so because of that, it's so hard to find a real estate training program. So you have to learn the hard way, because you're going to pay money to do it one way or another. So I've paid money to learn real estate, and then I've done it the hard way. And I've come to find out that most of the programs aren't teaching you about real estate. They're just giving you a bunch of hype so that you can get excited about it and spend more money to take more courses. But the reality of real estate is you have to build your credit up to do real estate, and then you have to know how to pick the right properties that are going to actually do something. There's a lot of techniques involved with that. And what's the return on investment in real estate? It's good, but it's not liquid. It's a hard asset. So when you want to cash out, you can't. You have to wait until you can sell the property, and then you might sell it at a loss. There's so much other things involved with that asset, because real estate is probably the number one thing that people think is the best thing to invest in if it's not something else. So the best investment is real estate. And I like crypto instead, because if I want to get my money, I can trade it and get my money immediately. I can't get my money out of real estate immediately.
And that's what I was getting ready to ask you too. When you mention liquid, right, and liquidity, like for those novices out here who may not know exactly what you mean, break down being liquid, and then break down to the audience. If I'm afraid to step in the crypto world, break down how you've made this process seamless for people.
What I like to do is tell people to do a little bit of research on crypto. Take dollar cost average. That's a simple technique. That's for those who don't know, dollar cost average is picking a day and an amount and investing that all the time. So if it's $100 a week, I'm investing $100 a week. But instead of investing $100 a week, I just tell people, why don't you invest $20 a day? Because if you invest $20 a day, you're going to be more in tune with real time. You don't want to get out of touch with real time. Not when it comes to crypto, because crypto acts up all the time. It's going on 24 hours a day. You don't want to wait till Friday and find out that if you would have sold on Thursday, you would have made a lot more money. So if you have the ability to log in 5 minutes per day, every day, and spend $20 per day, every day, if you would have done that for the last 6 months, you would have been able to see $30 per day cashing out. And that's one thing I tell people is if you would have invested $20 a day for the last 6 months and just used a simple system, you would have been able to see $30 a day cashed out. And that's over the course of the history of crypto. If you would have done that over the last 10 years, that would have been your worst case scenario is $30 a day return. That's your worst case scenario. Your best case scenario is much, much, much more. because crypto has went up thousands of percent for the people that got in early, and it's still early right now.
Okay. So now you have a pretty robust business plan or business model, right? And your goal is to what? And then how are you going to benefit those who are getting on board with Q in his business? How do you prepare them and talk about this plan that you have for them to be temporary employees who earn a lot of money, but then can take what you teach them and use it so that they increase their net worth? Talk to the audience about that a little bit.
Well, I try to make sure that as a salesman, I'm selling the absolute best product. If I'm an employer, then I'm selling the best product to an employee. If I am a potential business partner, then I'm selling the best possible product to a potential business partner. If I am a product or service provider, then I'm selling the best product or service provider to the customer. And I keep modifying it based on the needs. I'm learning about these people every day. So let's take an employee for an example, a person who has an idea. Most people today want to do their own business. I don't think that's realistic, but hey, everybody should have a shot. So what my employee package is set up to do is to pay my employees $1,400 a week, plus an additional $700 a week, so they can take the $100 a day challenge. The $20 a day challenge, the one we just spoke of, it's so much better when you do it at $100 a day, especially if you're working side by side with me at the same time, so that after you've done it for maybe 30 days, your confidence is there. So now you can start using credit to do it. You're already making $1,400 a week with an additional $700 a week deposited into your crypto wallet. So once your confidence is there, then you can start using credit. And instead of having $50,000 worth of crypto at the end of the year, you probably have more closer to $100,000 because you were confident enough to start using credit. And so that's one of the bonuses that I'm trying to equip people with as that would work for my company. And then the other thing is that I would also look to make sure that they are in a position to get a $100,000 bonus from my company at the end of the year too, so that they can walk away from my company with $150,000 to $200,000, and the experience of seeing me build this business on multiple levels with multiple industries, multiple types of people, vast network of doers, walkers, not just talkers, and keeping me as a very close professional acquaintance, so that as they go out to do their own business, our relationship is even better at that point, because I plan on launching a point of sale wallet at the end of 2022. And that includes a payroll software feature, so that if they launch their business, they can use the point of sale wallet. It makes it to where the customers don't have any gas fees, and they don't have any gas fees. The gas fees are one of the biggest barriers to entry in crypto. This is going to eliminate the gas fee altogether, so their customers are able to enjoy their services, and their employees are able to get paid in crypto as well. And continue to get that proof of concept that people can live their lives getting paid in crypto, and companies can make more money getting paid in crypto. So it works all types of ways across the board. So it's something that is, when you, like I said, another thing that you can't find on Google. You can't find a point of sale wallet on Google. You can't find crypto payroll software on Google. I have crypto payroll software. I have a point of sale wallet, but it doesn't show up on Google. And so therefore, instead of it showing up on Google, let it show up in real life. Let lots of people start referring other people to it, and let lots of people start benefiting from it and posting it all over social media. And let's see how long it'll be withheld from showing up on search engines.
See, I'm loving it. Q also this powerful strategy or ideal called grit, right? So
You
let
got
me
a good
hear a little bit
memory.
about grit.
Well, grip is like the today's version of, or tomorrow's version of what business will be. We live in an aristocratic society right now. Most of us don't really want to accept that, not on a personal level, but shop social is real. Influencer culture is real. It's even more real than cancel culture. And so there are a lot of revolutions going on in the world today. Customer revolution, for instance. A customer revolution is where customers are getting tired of getting treated the way they get treated by companies. So they're looking to influencers to be able to give them references of what companies they should go with, who they should do business with. That's a revolution, because business in the past, people had to trust companies. They couldn't just go to an influencer. So that's a revolution. There's also the revolution of economics. There's a revolution in economics. People are tired of the government's printing more money and manipulating money for the benefit of only the rich people and the government. And you pay taxes to departments that do things that hurt your life, but you're paying their salary. And so people are tired of that. That's a revolution too. So to sum it all up, when I was young, I was a part of the community revolution in progress. That's the way I grew up. And that unfortunately was the way I was raised. And there was a lot of pollution in the community revolution in progress. It was really a good thing. It just turned into a bad thing because of the pollution. But initially, it was to give Black people the right to walk around and be Black without getting beat up by white gangs. Once there was drugs and guns and all this other stuff thrown into it, and ridiculous amounts of arrest of all of the leadership, then it just turned into something else. But I survived, I got out of it, and it went to global revolution in progress. That's the grit. There is a global revolution in progress. Everything that used to be singled out is now connected on a global level. If you are into anything, you can connect with the global community right now. So that's a part of it, is being able to connect on a global level with like-minded people, with my tribe. The other thing is being able to have a tight handle on things to where it's not loose and slippery. It's very, very tight. Because when we do business, we want to have a tight grip on it. When we have relationships, we want to have a tight relationship with somebody. We want to make sure that everything is built on a foundation that is as unbreakable as possible. Unbreakable, unshakable. So grit is it's a metaphor, and it's an hyperbole, and it is very literal. It's all of those things in one. It's a very unique thing. Global revolution in progress. Get a grip. Get a grip.
So, man, when you think of this global revolution in progress, and as you talk about its connection, its your ability to navigate in whole space, in any space, right? Particularly right now in this age of digital revolution, then you got algorithms that are vessels that assures that you can't lose. So talk to me about how this amazing ideal can help people change their lives, and change their lives, as we seen your young prince in the background, but it's really going to be able to change the life of not just your young prince, but your young prince's grandchildren because of what you put in place.
Yeah, I think that it's crypto was not an accident. Bitcoin was not an accident. The government gave it to us, and then they sabotaged the financial system. I think it was all a plan. They gave us the ability to make our own money, but they want to make sure that it's in line with the concepts for good humanity. It's not tyrannical. It's not a evil dictatorship. They want it to be something that is beneficial for the people. They're kind of passing the torch to the people by giving us the ability to make our own coins and then to increase the value of our coins. So an example would be Sandbox coin. If you make a video game with you can make a video game with Sandbox. If you go to the Sandbox website, you can make a video game. And the reason that's important is because if you buy Sandbox coins, you can make a Sandbox video game. You can make a Sandbox video game website. And if it's a viral video game, then you can increase the value of your Sandbox coins just by creating on the Sandbox platform. That's something that people should be really looking into. Whenever you look at all the coins out there, you should look at what they can do. And if you can build on that. And if you can build on that, then you can buy the coins, number one. And number two, you can increase the value of your coins just by creating something in the space that the coins were designed for. That is incredible. We've never had the ability to do that. I could never buy Ford stock and go make the coolest Ford car there ever was. I could never buy Starbucks stock and go make the hottest, most expensive cup of coffee they've ever had. No matter how much Starbucks I own, all I can do is go to a board meeting and do some voting. That's it. I don't have the ability to create what the product line will be. But with crypto, you can. That's the beautiful thing. You can actually build on some of these things. That's number one. Number two is for the wealth is just ridiculous. Like I said, if you use a system that produces interest every single month, then your confidence is there so you can start using credit to do it with. And even no matter how bad your credit is, you can start building, you can get a secured credit card and start building from that. You can have the worst credit in the world. Once you have confidence in the system, you can use it and just build your credit, build your network, build your cash flow, build your credit, build your network, build your cash flow. And so that it's not ambiguous, so that I give people something that can concrete to stand on, here's a very valuable piece of information. If you got a list of coins and you buy $10 a day or $20 a day, you spend $10 on a coin that's already at the top of the list, whichever coin went up the most. If you don't own it, get it that day. Number two is you look at the list of coins you already own and look at the percentage of how much each coin is dropped. And whichever coin is dropped the most out of all the coins you own, that's the one you spend the other $10 on. And if you just do that system for 30 days in a row, you're going to make more interest on that than you would have to pay back on a credit card. That's it. Now, doing it without a spreadsheet, wouldn't recommend it, because if you start to do it on a small level and it works, why aren't you going to do it on a big level? You most certainly are. And then you're going to own more coins, you're going to have more holdings, and you're going to need to keep track of this stuff. That's why the spreadsheet is important. But if you just incorporate that, you'll be able to take a minimum wage pay structure and have $100,000 in a year. It may take you 16 months based on the market, and based on your learning aptitude. But if you can get it in a short period of time, then 12 to 16 months, you'll be able to have a $100,000 account that you didn't even come up. You didn't come up with $100,000, but you have a $100,000 account. Why is a $100,000 account important? Because if you're making 10% a month on your money, but you only have $1,000, it's only $100 a month. But if you're making 10% on your money and you got $100,000, that's $10,000 a month. That's enough to pay for some stuff like I was talking about in the beginning, mortgages, college tuition, stuff like that. So this is free game that will change your life if you just implement it. That's it.
And you gave all the systems, you created the platforms, you're putting in infrastructure that allows someone to not only earn a salary, but then you're giving an extra $700 to essentially learn to build confidence and to position yourselves to be an expert in this respective field. But all this under the tutelage of you with your systems. And if I'm not mistaken, your organization is not made for an individual to be there for 10, 20, 30 years. It's for them to be there and then leverage the capital that they've earned based on learning your system to go and do what they love to do.
Yeah, and to leverage the relationship because, like I said, if they're going to start a business, they probably need a payroll software. I have a payroll software that's going to allow them to pay less, but their employees receive more. And they're probably going to need a point of sale software that allows their customers to pay them in crypto and receive more. So I have this software program I built called Bid-A-Move. It's an app that allows a customer to look for a moving company. It uses Google AR technology. They download the app, film everything. It gives the exact square footage to all the moving companies in the area, and the moving companies bid on the move. So the customers no longer have to call every moving company. They don't have to call any moving company. They just use this software. Boom. How does this relate? Because when they get a quote for, let's say, $1,000, they can say, yeah, or you can pay $950 if you pay in Shiba coin. The owner of this moving company really loves Shiba coin. So they'll accept $950 on this move if you pay in Shiba. And they get the right to change it every other day. The moving company has the right to change it to whatever they want. And then there's net 30, net 60, and net 90. For those who don't know those are terms that are used to build business credit. If you have a business that offers supplies of a product and you buy it from a wholesaler, they can give you terms of 30 days, 60 days, or 90 days. And they allow you to buy the product without paying for it for 30 days, 60 days, or 90 days. And by paying it back on time as you should or ahead of schedule, your business credit builds. I'm mentioning that because that's exactly how this can work to increase the profitability of the moving company too. The customer pays less, but the moving company gets paid more because they say, I'm going to do it on a net 30. So I'm going to get an extra 10% on that $950. I'm going to do it on a net 60 or a net 90. And the beautiful thing about it is the increased amount of profitability they get is huge, not because our company is proving that we can handle net 30 to net 90 because of our proven track record, but we're giving the moving company the tools to be able to do the same thing that we do with the crypto. So when they receive the crypto, they know how to turn it into a net 32, a net 60, or a net 90.
Got it. Look, Q. So as I listen to this well-structured plan, there are some other things that you have on the horizon. Like, you have people, if I'm an accountant or I'm in the financial world, you have financial literacy programs that will benefit the community. How are you leveraging this crypto to what are your long-term plans to leverage your understanding of crypto and your algorithms to benefit younger people and others in terms of future games or other things that you have in your mind that you're going to give back to the community? Can you talk to me a little bit about that?
Yeah, well, I want to do this reality show as soon as I can called the Crypto Makeover Takeover. And we go to communities all around the world and we introduce ourselves to random people and we let them know that we can give them a crypto makeover. What's the difference between a regular makeover and a crypto makeover is with the crypto makeover, we take a look at their paycheck stub and we match it in crypto every week. So if they get paid $500 a week, then we put $500 a week into a crypto account. We give them all the tools they need and we track their progress. And within a matter of 6 months or so, they'll be able to offset their income to the point to where they can actually deposit their whole check into crypto. And then that's a success story that allows it to permeate through their whole family because they know that Pookie or Susan or Zachariah was once a 9-to-5 worker only and living paycheck to paycheck. And now they see him 6 months later. And we've shown the world. We put it on, make it into a real TV show, if not a YouTube documentary. And it's a documentary more than entertainment, more than anything else. I mean, I think it'll be entertaining. For me, it would definitely be because once again, it's another person doing something instead of just talking about crypto, instead of accumulating wealth for himself, spreading the wealth to the others, as many people as possible, and building systems that are set up to benefit all parties involved, whether it's senators, congressmen, whether it's CEOs, whether it's whoever it may be that's a part of the economic structure, they all get to benefit from it because we've got something for everybody. We don't want to leave anybody out, because the ability to create a new economic system should involve benefiting as many people as possible. And the thing that's the best part of it is everybody can get a daily stimulus. That's the way crypto is supposed to work. It's supposed to be set up to where everybody can get a daily stimulus, because there's a winter's coming, like Game of Thrones. And what I believe by winter's coming is the government's not going to be able to hold robotic technology back for much longer. Eventually, the robots that were built to run McDonald's, Denny's, Firestones, all these places, these service-based places, those robots will be allowed to take those jobs away from those people. The autonomous vehicles that drive themselves, those will be released to take over the trucking industry. Those days, the technology's already there. The government's holding it back. How long will they be able to hold it back? How long will corporate greed be put in check? It won't be forever. And when that happens and all these people are out of work, they're going to need to learn to live off of their investments, because there still needs to be taxable money, and there still needs to be a working class people, and there needs to be mostly people realizing their dreams of owning a home, of a vehicle, paying for their lifestyle, their basic necessities. People need to be able to do those things, and this is the only way. This is what I see. It's the only way, because jobs are not stable anymore. People don't want jobs anyway, and the robotic industry, because I'm in the tech, so every day I'm all on the I'm whatever is the latest greatest involved with technology, I'm the first one to be involved with it. And the technology is already there. The only thing that's so holding it back is legislation. So we've just got to have a system to where everybody benefits from it, because our kids don't know what house phones are.
Mm-hmm.
They might not know what paper money is either when they grow up. And if they don't know what paper money is, then we don't want them to know. If they don't know what a job is, we don't want them to know what being poor is, because our kids might not know what being poor is. That might become something that's not a part of vocabulary anymore, because everybody can live off of investments. That's the funny thing. There's not enough jobs for everybody when all the robots come in, but there's enough ideas for everybody to invest in. There will always be enough ideas for people to invest in, especially if those ideas are vetted. So that's what I stand for, is funding ideas. And I stand for giving people the resources to get on their feet and stay on their feet if they have no ideas, if they never will have any ideas. The only idea they ever need to have is, when I make money, I invest it, and then I live off my investments, not my money that I make. That's the only idea they need to have.
So as we come to a close and start to land this plane, you have given them so many jewels and nuggets of information. If I'm an investor out there and I'm listening to this podcast, how can I support Cueintin Fisher? Or specifically, how can I support IQ? Tell them where they can go to, where they can find you, and what they can do to help elevate this ideal, your methodology, and your plan to revolutionize this crypto movement.
My email address is info@IQ. They can email me there. I get all those emails, and they can go to my Instagram page, IQ, and that's my handle on Instagram, and they can find me on LinkedIn as well. And Cueintin Fisher on LinkedIn, or the CEO of IQ on LinkedIn. They can contact me through those forms of communication. I'm very responsive. So, and I've got a business plan that I send out to everyone upon request. So If they contact me and they want to help with this movement, they can request a business plan and they'll have it instantly.
And what is it that IQ needs more than anything to help you scale to where you want to be at?
Well, it just needs the people who are already thinking about this to take the steps necessary to find their place within IQ. If you're thinking about benefiting from crypto and you're not getting a steady income from it, then you should probably get a subscription. If you're thinking about investing in crypto-based software programs, you should probably get a copy of the business plan. And if you're thinking about starting a business that is a crypto-based business, then you should probably get a subscription to IQ, because it's all about relationships. And we give a full money back guarantee to everybody who signs up with the software. So if you get a subscription to use the calculator, the journal, the hot coins list, and you're not using it, then we will contact you and find out what's wrong, because everybody should be making money. And if you're not making money, then we probably will refund your money and tell you that we'll be here when you're ready to get back on track to making this steady income. Because I wouldn't settle for nothing less than the best. When I built this software, I built it because it was needed, but not just needed, because I wouldn't settle for less than what is absolutely essential. And it took me 4 years to get it to the level that it's at right now. And it's incredible. You don't have to think. All you have to do is just input your information. And if you have a Coinbase wallet, you can actually just use your Coinbase wallet and all your information shows up on IQ. So you don't even need to put your data into IQ, but no matter which wallet you use. So you want to learn this information. If you're thinking about benefiting from crypto, basically that's the main thing. If you're thinking about benefiting from crypto, you're not benefiting from crypto in the ways that I've described. If you're not in a position to get super excited about crypto, if you are not rubbing your hands together as an investor saying, I'm getting ready to get 10 times return on my investment. If I'm putting $1,000 in, I'm getting ready to get a $10,000 return. If you're not rubbing your hands together saying that, you should contact me. If you're not making a steady income from your crypto wallet every month, but you want to, you should contact me. So these are thoughts that the people that are having these thoughts should contact me, and let the proof speak for itself.
Well, y'all heard it right there. Q has dropped a plethora of information. Trust and believe this won't be the last time he'll be on the podcast, because this is just a small fraction of the information that will blow your head off your shoulders in terms of helping you to leap in quantum speed into this new era of making money through crypto. But it ties into so many other things, and we're not going to divulge all that right now on this day. So enjoy this information, digest it, don't regurgitate it, reach out to Q, learn about the algorithms, and get on board so that we can continue to help people understand how they can get $100,000 in their crypto wallet. I know we were supposed to land the plane, but we want to leave you with one last thing to think about. Q, give it to him, brother.
So 2022, we got a real treat for you guys. Like I said, it's all about walking the walk and letting our actions speak for themselves. And I think one thing that'll be pretty awesome for you guys out there is a room on the Clubhouse app that never closes. And the theme of the room is Bitcoin quiz show giveaway. So you get to come in the room, and 24 times a day, you get a chance to win Bitcoin. So that's what we're planning on launching in 2022, which is right around the corner. And be on the lookout for it, because I think that the room itself will have a life of its own. And the culture of the room will supersede the room itself. It should be a culture thing. It should be a lifestyle. That's why it should be open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, a room that never closes.
Y'all heard it. You got just a little small fraction, and I'll leave you with this last thought. As a kid, I was told scared money don't make money. I was also read that if you show me your 5 closest friends, right, I'm going to tell you your network and your net worth. Right now, you have been exposed to a network that will change the trajectory and the exponential opportunity of your net worth. So I look forward to seeing you in 2022 in one of Q's rooms. And I also look forward to hearing from Q that many of you have reached out to him in an attempt to better understand crypto so you can change your life. But the choice is yours.
Absolutely. And the thing is that we used to have this place called Blockbuster Video, but a new piece of technology called Netflix changed the whole industry. All the stuff that we enjoy today came from Netflix. Hulu came from Netflix. Amazon Prime came from Netflix. YouTube TV came from Netflix. Netflix is the pioneer of that technology. And that's a culture now. And the same thing for several technologies that have changed the scope of the way life works now. And crypto's up next from people that create cultures behind crypto. And that's what we're focusing on, creating new cultures behind crypto.
Y'all got way too much information tonight. We're going to cut y'all off.